Poverty is a state of being that most of us will move through in our lives. More than half of us, actually. 50 to 60% of Americans will live in poverty for 1 year before they reach age 75. That's not because 3 out of 5 people get lazy for a year. It's because stuff just happens. If you don't have a college education, your odds are 75%. If you do, your odds are 50%. If you're black, your odds are 84%. And if you're white, your odds are 54%. These are the results of systems, not individuals. We want to believe that poverty won't happen to us because we make good decisions, and that poverty happens to those who make bad decisions. But it just doesn't work that way. During the pandemic, the unemployment rate spiked to 15% within 8 weeks. We don't know what impacts AI is going to have, but one recent NSF funded report suggested 25% job displacement by 2028. We temporarily changed the way we helped each other during the pandemic because it was easier to see hardship wasn't deserved in that context. We need to come to see all hardship within that context, and maybe hardship caused by AI will help us in that regard as COVID did. Mexico recently reduced their overall poverty rate by a whopping 26% in just 6 years. They did that by tripling their minimum wage and providing unconditional cash to everyone over age 65 every 2 months. That was just a political decision they decided to make to reduce poverty. It didn't happen because 26% of Mexico started making better decisions. By teaching us to view poverty as a moral failure of the individual, society keeps us from realizing that poverty is actually an ethical failure of society itself. We can write all the op-eds for the New York Times we want, and it won't change the fact that we could choose to help each other more, and trust each other more, and extend more dignity to each other. And we just don't. We create more than enough food for everyone to eat, but we waste 40% of what we produce. We have more than enough ability and resources to house everyone, and we just don't. We don't do these things not because a scientific experiment showed us what we do right now is what's best. We do it because it's just how it's been done. Poverty is a legal status based on an income measurement. Someone experiences poverty because their income is too low, often because they lost their job, or had a kid, or got too old, or became disabled. This then has a range of effects on that person that includes greater stress, which can lead to substance abuse and then homelessness. It leads to the survival anxiety of fight or flight that in turn can lead to poor health, crime, and violence against strangers, but also loved ones. It's a downward spiral we can prevent with cash and services. It really just comes down to the choice of seeing others more like we see ourselves, as having inherent worth.